All right. I promised I would come back. I'm back. Where's the alcohol? Go fetch me the alcohol. I think I can take that one out. There's no speaker in that one. It's hurting my ears. So, so we have got our product in here. Do you know what temperature it is? Aren't you supposed to be keeping up with that? No. That's an ingredient. That's our product. Tell him. Tell him. $151. Where's the spoon? Yeah. I got a task for you.
Watch the spoon.
Yeah, just do this. Just sit, do this. You know what that's gonna do?
Keep it from setting.
It's gonna chill it. It's gonna cause it to chill down faster. Here you go. Make the balm chill. Okay. So I thought that what we might do is we might talk about, in case you wanted to buy. Let me go get one. Hang on. I'm telling the truth, they drive me crazy. They come prepackaged this time. I called my salesman. Ah! I was like, they come prepackaged. I'm not paying the extra $10 because it cost me $10 more to get them packaged. He's like, no, it's okay. I got them to do it for you that way already, packaged and everything this time. And I was like, okay. I'm not paying $10 more because I don't want to charge y'all $10 more, right? I mean, why should we pay $10 more for plastic? You know? And a Ziploc that we're just going to hack through, you know, when we're making our product. So this is an ingredient. And it is, of course, and I believe they were wholesaling this on their website for like nearly $80. And I never ever charge as much as they do for stuff. And so I took the wholesale price that they were giving it to me at and come up with a reasonable figure that I thought y'all could afford, and I posted it for sale. So you can buy 1 gram, which has 1,000 milligrams in it. And so if we wanted to make, let's say, 1 ounce bath bombs, and we wanted them to have 50 milligrams of CBD in there, how do we do the math? So let me go get a chair. Okay, so let's pull up to the drawing board. Okay, so if 1 gram has 1,000 milligrams in it, and we want 50 milligrams in each ounce of product, how do we figure it out? So we've got 1,000 milligrams, And all we do is divide that by 50. And there you have it. That's how many ounces that you can fill with 50 ounces of product. So 50 will go into 1,000 if my math in my head works. Since you've got my calculator over there, my camera has got my calculator on it. So that's 500 ounces. So you can put 50 milligrams into 500 ounces. Now, some people might say, well, that's so weak. I want to make a stronger bath bomb. Well, you can. You can make them stronger. So if you wanted to make a 100 milligram bath bomb, you would get 250. You get 250 bath bombs, if I'm correct in my memory. I don't know. Am I doing that wrong? You know, you got my calculator. Help me, sweet. Let's see. Let's see. If we want, we're going to do 50 into 1,000. It seems like it's wrong. Hang on. So 50 will go into 100 two times. 2 times 50 is 100. Pull down our 0. 50 will go into 0 no times. So 0 times 50, well, that don't work. Because that come out with 0. And then we pull down on 0. So 50 goes into 0 times. Okay, so that's 20. So 20 times 50, 0 times 0, 0, 0 times 5 is still 0. 2 times 0 is 0. And 2 times 5 is 10. Yes, I was wrong. And so you can do 20 1-ounce bath bombs. Hell, I don't even know anymore. I'm calculator dependent. So, but that's how you figure it out, okay? Oh my gosh, here I am in the teachers. So math dumb, it's pitiful. But that is the correct formula. You have 1,000 milligrams. You divide, if you want 50 milligrams in your product, then you divide 50 into 1,000, and that gets you how many you can make. So what times 50 equals 1,020? So 20 times 50 equals 1,000. So you can make 20 bath bombs. It's 20 milligrams each, 50 milligrams each. So now, let's say, that you wanted to just do 25 milligrams or 20 milligrams. Simple as pie. You've got 1,000 milligrams in 1 gram. Okay? So let's say you want to do it by 20. You want 20 milligrams in each one of yours or 10 milligrams in each one. Then you just put that in there. Now, what temperature are we at now? I'm sitting here getting it to dissolve. When you buy these crystals, I take and I warm my oil to around 80, 90 degrees, and then I take it off the heat source and I put my crystals in. Make sure it's no hotter than 90. I put my crystals in, and this causes the crystals to dissolve faster, and the heat does it somehow. And like right now, it's getting really, really retarded. It's just being super stubborn. But I put a lot of crystals in here because we're making a really big batch.
Still the same?
Huh?
Still the same or 1 gauge?
Really?
Yeah.
So I'm going to heat this up just a little bit more. So hang on, I'm going to be messing around the bottom of the of the tripod. There we go. All right, so what's something that you can do? Because some people might say, well, you know, Charlotte's bath bomb has 10 milligrams in it, and my bath bomb has 50 milligrams in it, but yet her bath bomb works better than my bath bomb. What's the difference? Well, certain essential oils cause the pores to open up better. But we do have to be careful that we're marinating people in those essential oils because it's going in a bath bomb. So, you know, so you could do some studying on which essential oil might be used to help open the pores and force ingredients in. Okay. And then utilize that essential oil in your bath bomb. Okay, so for me, I'm doing a CBD balm right now, and I'm putting a particular milligram in, and I had to figure out how much oil I wanted to use compared to how much powder I wanted to use. Oh my God, I'm about to pull my hair out because one of them is gauged differently than the other. And I do want to start selling this to you, but I'm going to have to convince my supplier to let me purchase a larger amount than they are right now. They've got me on limited orders, and that's no good. And this stuff's a little bit more expensive than the crystals. Let me check my temperatures. Turn it down a little. So, what is the difference between the oil and the crystals? Does anybody know? Oh, I hate math too. Oh. Yes, 50 milligrams each, you'd end up with 20 bombs. We finally figured it out. I had a calculator up there. It was engaged. I tried to use the Kimberly brain for math, and the Kimberly brain is not good at math. I tell everybody, I'm smart, but you can't prove it on paper. All right, so let's talk about the extract, okay? This oil is, they take CO2 extraction is what they do. And they take all of the plant and throw it in, and then they add CO2, and, well, I take that back. I think it's like, almost like a process like making essential oils, and then they take the oil that they get from it, and they mix it with CO2, and then they pull it back out of the CO2 back out of it, and it comes out not smelling or tasting like its sister MJ. And so, and we can't be having that. And so, I'm not 100% sure, but get on YouTube and there's ethanol extraction, and that's a no-no. That's a no-no. But there's CO2 extraction, and that's the good one. So, you want to check the temperature?
Yeah, checked it, it's still about, when it's about 149 now.
149?
Yep.
Okay, well if it's at 149, we're getting very close to being able to put what we want to put in there. All right. So, with this, if you've ever seen a syringe, and we have that 1 milliliter mark, for every 1 milliliter, it's 250 milligrams of CBD. But on here, there is 1,000 milligrams in one of these. My brain was not doing it. But it took me an hour to get my brain to work. And I finally figured out how much I wanted to put in this batch of crystals and how much I wanted to augment with the oil. And the oil is more expensive. It's much more expensive. Well, it's not ragingly more expensive, but it's more expensive. Like, I think it would probably be like around $24 more than what we pay for these, for the crystals. So if you're making balm, what you want to do is you want to take 1 ounce of the oil from your batch, or whatever you're making that has an oil base, that you have some amount of oil to. You take your crystals and I heat up the oil around 80 degrees to 90 at the absolute most. Look how that's dissolving now. Yeah, it just needs a little bit of heat to do the work. And we take and we get our CBD melted into the oil that we're going to put into the recipe, and then we put it into the recipe when the recipe is 130 degrees or less, okay? And so if you're making a lotion, you would go ahead and emulsify everything, and then just like when you add essential oils to it, but but if you're doing a lotion and you're not doing like 200 ounces, you're doing a much smaller batch, then you want a smaller amount of oil. You want just enough oil to dissolve your crystals in. See, I've got 200 ounces, so this is a very small thing. But for a lotion, you've got to make sure that it emulsifies into the lotion, and it has fatty acids. So you've got to make sure that you're below 160 degrees with lotion. It's still a risk, but 130 is where we're supposed to be. But I've heard some people say that 160 is okay. So I do it when I absolutely have to. So, but we've got to have a certain amount of heat for the emulsion process to work. So, anyway, you mix your oils and your water together and emulsify, and then get it down to below 160, like 155, and then add your CBD oil and whatever scent or essential oils that you're going to use. Whew. And that's how you add it. And I'm still working on the lotion. Matter of fact, that's my next project, is a face lotion for acne. What is it now? Yes. $140. Okay, we can work with that. All right, where's me a clean spatula that's been bleached and all that 9 yards? I do 2 of them while you're at it if you don't have any done. All right. And I'm also up to something else. Hang on, you're going to do this. Or at least I hope you will. I'm going to make I guess you might call it a lip balm, a boo-boo balm, something like that. And we're going to see if people likes it. So these are 1/2 ounce containers. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 10 ounces. I think I'm gonna do 10 ounces. And a little CBD, like lip balm, that kind of thing, for fever blisters, chapped lips. You can put it on stuff. Yes, it's a very, very tiny little container. Got them alcohol good. Go ahead, I'll let you finish that one up, get the base of it. There's the towel. Okay. So we've put our secret ingredient in there. And we're going to put our preservatives in. Put in about half of the peppermint. Very nice. Just a touch of mint. I think we could go ahead and put the rest of the mint in. Tear that out. I should be having this scale under here. There we go. .40, 50, 80, 10, 0.1 of lavender, the most healing essential oil for the skin. And we have one ounce boo-boo bombs. And this is strong enough to work for pain because it has it's not been reduced on the CBD. It's got the same amount as my pain balm does. So that means that if your fever blister is hurting or your bug bite is stinging or your rash is driving you freaking crazy, itching, you could just get a little bit of this. But as I said, this is a teeny tiny boo-boo balm. You're going to make sure that you put on the label that it is not to be used on open wounds. This has a preservative in it, and we don't want to get things in people's bloodstreams. Ooh, I dropped that one. Hang on. And so you'll often see like you'll hear the doctor tell you don't use that until, it's scabbed over. And that's just because you have an open bloodstream going. And if the bloodstream is open, then anything that's in here goes in, and there's probably stuff that would be fine, but I don't think the preservative needs to get into the bloodstream. And I'm cozying these little boogers up to each other so that they will warm evenly or go back to normal, go hard and easily back to, without having too many recesses and cracks on the finish top. Well, I figured this up at 10 ounces, but I must have put more than the field line in the containers because I didn't fill them all. And these are a new container to me, and I've overfilled them. So this will be what you might call the tester. I'll probably take it home and utilize it. I've got some bug bites right now about to drive me freaking crazy. And we'll see how that works on that. And since this is my jar, knocked one over, darn it. Since this is my jar, I'm gonna scrape up the little tidbits and put it in the jar. And there you go. Let's see. Yep. There you go. So this little jar here, I'll take home with me. And these will have available for sale after I've tested it. and I see everything's fine. Peppermint in it's good. I think it'll be an excellent little boo-boo balm, and I've just got to learn how to get to the fill line because I ended up with 2 extra. Let me see if I counted wrong. That's 2 ounces, 3 ounces, 4 ounces, 5 ounces, 6 ounces, 7 ounces, yeah, 8 ounces, 9 ounces, a little bit under 9 ounces actually, is what I ended up with. So that means I filled them too full. So I've got to fix that. I got to figure out where the fill line is on those because I've put a little bit of those 2 jars in all of these jars, and so they're more than a ½ ounce full. All right, so now I can go ahead and let's get that out of here. It's got some lavender in it, and we don't put lavender in this one. So, let me put my other ingredients in. And we will start pouring up balm. I am completely out here at the store. I mean completely out. And so I'm very excited to make. I sold the last one. I had 2 people fighting over it this morning. Oh, it was hairy. Now, I have 2 things to tell you. One, I sell this balm wholesale. You can purchase it for you, okay? So, if you would like to have some to sell and you don't want to make it, you can go. She can't stand lavender. But if you want to buy some of this balm wholesale, I have just started putting it on my website to where anybody can buy it, not just people that calls me. And so that's essential-soaps.com. Essential-soaps.com. You can also go on there, and for a limited amount of time, unless they come pre-packaged next time too, get one of these packages or 2 of these packages or more. And I'm going to have these wholesale too. So like it's right now you can buy 1, but then I'm just fixing to put a thing on there. So if you want to buy 5 or more, you get a discount. And if you buy 3 or more, you're going to get a discount on the shipping. But if you buy 5 or more, you get a discount on the shipping and the crystals. So, and we got a big bag of them just come in. So if anybody wants to get into CBD making for their bath bombs, lotions, creams, it works wonderful on acne. The guy that has, a guy came in that had psoriasis, and he said it's like a tingling all the time on his face where it's at, and he put my dermo skin oil on, which is also on my website for sale. That's not what we're making right now. It's for rashes, eczema, dermatitis, psoriasis, acne, blah blah blah, poison ivy. And he said he had not had that to quit hurting in so many years that he didn't know what to do with himself. He says it's like bugs crawling on your skin all the time, and it was the first time it had ever been relieved. So there's some pros and cons. So if you want to make some creations, you can just go to the website and buy you a gram. It's legal in every state in the United States. And here is that. And if you want to go there, and I love you, and I got to start pouring this up, which will just bore the taillights out of it. So all we're going to be doing is pouring it up now. We've got her going, and I'm going to turn her back on. on low to keep her warm, so we won't have any trouble with it seizing before I get it all poured up. And you guys are gonna have to get on my website and buy you some crystals, and hopefully pretty soon you'll be able to buy some oil too. Oh, I don't know. I might could try to be boring. But in any case, we got to get cleaned up, and I want to get out of here. Steve's going to be here in a little bit less than an hour, and I want to go have supper before all the restaurants shut down. So I'm going to throw this all together and I bought new labels, and when they come in, I can't wait to show you these new label color I got, and I'm crossing my fingers it looks good. I can't wait to share it with you. So most likely the next video will be my labels coming in and me playing with putting ink on them. I'm so excited. All right. Bye, everybody. Oh, it's not essentialsoap.com. It's essential-soaps. There is a hyphen. There's a hyphen in here. So it's ESSENTIAL dash SOAPS.com. All right. And if you buy any, we won't ship them out till Monday because it's too close to the weekend, and we don't ship out too close to the weekend because the postal service trucks, they drive over the weekend, but most of the time they get where they're going on Sunday, and they drop their trailers on the post office property, you know, behind the fence, and they drop the trailer, pick up an empty, and they go home, and then they get ready to pick up another one on another trailer full of stuff Monday morning, and they have the rest of Sunday off. And so that means it sits outside in the heat all day Sunday until they open up on Monday morning and pull it into one of the bays and unload it. So I don't want none of your stuff that you get from me sitting in that heat all day, so we don't ship out until we ship out through Wednesday. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, bye everybody. I'm gonna slap this stuff in some jars and kiss my husband and go get me something to eat.